I have judges that had relatives making millions and millions of dollars on the election, ruling on the election.
But going forward,
I had judges that were so corrupt.
We all know that. That was outrageous.
I never did defy a court order.
And you wouldn't in the future.
He did.
No, you can't do that. However, we have bad judges. We have very bad judges, and these are judges that shouldn't be allowed. I think at a certain point you have to start looking at what do you do when you have a rogue judge. The judge that we're talking about, you look at his other rulings. I mean, rulings unrelated, but having to do with me, he's a lunatic.
He wants.
It's about having to do with due process, not having to do with you. He recognizes that the people that you're deporting have rights to due process. You're violating those rights. The judges have no particular sympathy for gang members, for violent people, for killers, and that includes illegal immigrants. But you don't just get to deport people like that without due process. This is totally nonsense, and he's deliberately obfuscating. This is what the president does. And I'm kind of glad that Laura Ingraham is actually trying to keep him focused here a little bit. It kind of indicates that maybe she's done playing softball with him, even though she supports him. She kind of wishes that he would be a little more direct, a little more honest, because he's very dishonest, and I think his own party recognizes that.
Details of when flights departed and I guess they seem to be trying to lay the predicate for your administration having defied a court order. Now, you all have said you haven't given specific times, and you filed a motion in court, your Justice Department, to prevent any more information getting out about specific times of flights. So that seems to be where this is going. Do you have faith that the Supreme Court ultimately will rule in your favor in this case? I do, because the job of getting people out of our country that are murderers, that are absolutely the worst people, the drug lords are causing such problems in this country. Drug lords came in, the biggest of them. They left other countries to come in here. They came through an open border. They're making millions of dollars destroying people's lives, killing people. And that's a presidential thing. We're supposed to be getting them out or getting them brought to justice. We had a judge, I would call him a rogue judge. You can call him whatever you want. I know nothing about him. I heard about this very late in the process, and I said, that's a strange order. You have local judges, local federal judges, local judges, period, and DAs and prosecutors, DAs, state attorney generals that want to really take over. I think some of it's for the publicity. They love the publicity. All of a sudden, they're on the front page of every newspaper, but they have no right to be. When we come.
Trump is correct to have faith in the Supreme Court ultimately siding with him, and that's not necessarily because they're faithful upholders of the law, because siding with Trump is usually contrary to what the law dictates. He's correct because 3 of the justices were appointed by him. 3 out of 9 of the justices. The other 3 are right-wingers as well. There's 3 so-called liberals on the Supreme Court. Yeah, they're going to side with him. Even if you get a few conservative defectors, they're going to side with him. They're going to do it. So yeah, it's not so much about Trump versus not Trump. It's about due process or not. This thing called the Bill of Rights, it's actually very important, and it very much applies to our government. It applies to any president. It applies to the executive branch. The executive branch cannot violate due process. They can't violate your First Amendment rights. They can't violate this whole host of stuff, and Trump is out here violating, among other things, due process. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. This has been the Morris the Merrier, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.